Testing, testing, testing. Hello. Hello, hello, testing. Testing, hello. 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 Testing. 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 Okay, that seems to be good. I'm a bit... I like to do that. No, not that. Can you make you a bit big? Why are you doing that? What are you doing? That's a bit better, I think. So hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the monthly update. This is the May 2025 monthly update. We are live again. Oh, here we are. Here's the focus. So, see, because the camera, I can control the focus. This is a new camera, a new webcam. And it's got finer controls than the last one, so I can actually control the focus. So I can go all. When I set it to auto, it just focuses on the background. And I'd rather it focus on me. I think that's good. There we are. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. These properties really have this strange idea that they're just allowed to just prop up whenever they want, and this is just propping up on screen. Go away. Do I have to get bloody task manager out just for this bloody properties? OBS Studio 2 properties end task. Whatever, I'll deal with it later. Hello and welcome to this May 2025 monthly update. As I just said, got a new camera. In the process of figuring out how to make this camera work, I figured out how to make my old one work. So that's good, isn't it? But this is a much better camera, as I'm sure you can see already. It's also a much wider angle one as well. If I move it, because I've got passwords there which I don't want you to see, but so this is what I've got it set to. This is like about what my old one was, but if I totally zoom it all the way out, you can see this is its full sort of, you know, full field of view angle. But I set it, that's 100. I set it to 150, which seems to be about the same as what the old one was. So yeah, but there. So that's that. So of course we're live again. Last month's one I had to pre-record it because I couldn't go live. I could have gone live, but it would have just been a black screen, and I didn't want to do that. But yeah, here we are. We're back. Starting with things I've done. I've done a lot of paintings this month. So starting, we left off on that one. So I'm using my Discord for anyone. As if anyone's watching who doesn't know. I have a Discord, and this is what this is. This is the arty farty art stuff section. This was the first painting I've done this month. This is called number 42. It was painted from the 4th to the 6th of this month. This is one of my favourite paintings I've ever done. I just really like it. I don't know what it is about it. It's just it's got sort of very dark, kind of moody kind of thing, and I just which isn't very me, obviously, the dark and moody part. But I really like this one. Not much really to say about it, other than it's one of my favorite paintings, if not my favorite painting that I've ever done. But yeah, that's that. And then for all the subsequent paintings you're about to do, I've recorded videos of me painting them, which you can go and look at. They're all linked in the description. So that was number 42. Number 43, painted from the 7th to the 10th. Again, just I really like this one. This one is better to look at in like the little details than that last one is. I prefer the overall composition of this one, but the kind of little details and stuff, particularly this area of this one. And as I said, you can watch a video of me painting this one. It's linked in the description. Then next one was number 44. This one, painted from the 11th to the 16th. Contains some oil paint. My very first time working with the oil paint, it was completely accidental. If you watch the video of me painting it, you'll see that it wasn't on purpose working with oils. I just didn't realise it was oil until I tried to wash it off the brush. But this sort of, not this blue up here, but this sort of dark blue that you can see here, that's oil. That's an oil paint. I know you're not meant to mix acrylics and oils, but it worked perfectly fine. So, you know, that's that. Then next one, number 45, painted on wood. It's kind of hard to comment on these when I've already done a video of me painting them, but this one was painted on wood. My very first time painting on wood. So there. Number 46, number 45 is painted for the 18th to the 21st. From the 22nd to the 25th, I painted number 46. This is another one of my favourite paintings I've ever done. I just really love this sort of rust colour and how it works with this kind of metallic blue kind of colour there. I just really like it. And then these sort of black lines here to finish it out, I just really like. And then this next one, which I haven't uploaded the video of me painting it yet, because I haven't finished editing it. Number 47, painted from the 27th to the 30th. Started out as just kind of the same as those last ones, and as you can see, it even has these lines there. But I just thought it was too similar to the last one, so I continued on with it. So I've added all sorts of other stuff, and this blue is that same oil paint from before. So this is my first time working with oils and acrylics on purpose rather than just doing it by accident. I don't know how well it's going to survive, because I know oil paints and acrylic paints can separate over time, but that's a problem for future people, not even necessarily future me, just future people. But yeah, and it also includes spray paint here, just because I wasn't happy with what's there, so I just thought I'd experiment, and that's what that is, that's spray paint. But as I said, the video of that will be going up in the next couple of days. But yeah, so that's that. Ding dong, bish bash bosh. So then moving on to things I've done, linked in the description. 4 painting videos, episodes 27, 28, 29, and 30. Not much more to say about them, other than they're just me painting those paintings that you just saw. So if you liked any of those paintings, you can check out the painting video. Yay! What else? Oh yeah, books. Books I've read. I've only really read one. No, that's not true. I think. I'm currently reading Protector by Larry Niven, but I haven't finished it yet. Yeah, so I finished An Unearthly Child on May 1st, but I talked about that last time. I read... I can switch it back to this again. I read first from the whatever to the whatever. I finished it on 13th of May. The Flying Sorcerers by Larry Niven and David Gerrold, or however that's pronounced. One of my favourite books I've ever read, ever. As you can see, I gave it a 4.5 out of 10. No, 4.5 out of 5, sorry. The only 5 out of 5 book that I've ever read that I've actually got listed here. I need to reread several older books, but Larry Niven's Ringworld is my favourite book I've ever read, and that's a 5 out of 5. This is a 4.5 out of 5. My second favourite Larry Niven book I've ever read, and just I really, really loved it. It's about it's science fiction, but it's also fantasy as well, and it's like examining sort of magic through a more scientific lens. It's really interesting. I know there are books that do that, like other books as well, but this is the only one I've read that does it. And it's basically about these two magicians, one of whom who looks at their magic as if it's magic, and then the other one who looks at it as if it's science, but they're both sort of equally matched as far as their abilities in magic are concerned. And it starts out as about that, and then like the entire final 4/3 of the book, 4/3? Like 2/3 of the book are just basically about them building this airship to help the second sorcerer get back home, because the second sorcerer is from another planet. And it's basically about them helping him get back home. But even though it's basically I don't think it'd make a very good film, because it's just them basically building this airship for over half of the book. But it's just really entertaining to read. Like the characters are really interesting. I mean, I don't know who actually wrote it, like who was actually the one with the fingers on the typewriter, but I'm guessing it was probably Larry Niven, because it's very similar to his style. I haven't read any of the books by David Gerrold, or Gerald. I mean, Gerald seems more accurate, but it's not spelt like that. I'm just saying Gerald because it's more fun. I haven't read any of other David Gerrold's books, but I might have to, because this was really good. But considering Larry Niven is my favourite author, I'm giving all the credit to him, really. But yeah, I just really loved it. Like I said, one of my favourite books I've ever read. Just really fun, really great characters who are really sort of interesting and funny. It's a really funny book. I just really liked it. And then I read, and I didn't read this copy of that. I read the first edition of it. I could get. I mean, it's literally right there. I could go and get it, but I just can't be bothered. This is it. This is the first edition of it. They didn't have that as availability on the website, so I couldn't get that to be the exact copy that I read. But this is the copy I read. The first original 1971 printing, because I collect first editions of Larry Niven's books, because I just, I like collecting things. I collect so many things. I collect ties, I collect hats, I collect walking sticks, I collect vinyl records, and I collect, when I can, first edition books. I mean, if I can't get a first edition, or if it's way too expensive, I don't bother. But if I can get a first edition for under like £50, I think is my limit, then I try to get. This didn't cost that. I think this cost like $9 or something like that. It wasn't very expensive, but because it's not one of his best known books. I think Ringworld cost me about £40 to get me a first edition of that, but I don't think it was $9. I think it was the other one that was $9, but this is it wasn't that much. Again, I could go on eBay and check, but who cares? But yeah, I loved that. And then I read Doctor Who and the Crusaders, which I can also just come and get here. This was the second book to be published, the second Doctor Who book to be published that was like a novelisation of one of the television stories. I'm looking at the one where it's me full screen, but obviously I'm just a tiny box in the corner, so you can't really see it, kind of. But that's, of course, the exact same copy that's right there on the screen. So yeah, first edition. This is a 1973 first edition. And I preferred it to the Unearthly Child novelization. I didn't enjoy it as much as the Doctor Who and the Daleks one, but I really enjoyed it. Now, this was quite an interesting one because I have not seen The Crusaders, which is it's not called The Crusaders, it's called The Crusade, the actual television story, because it's missing. So this is my first time reading a Doctor Who novelization. I've read Doctor Who books that weren't based on TV stories, but this is my first time reading a Doctor Who book that was based on a story that I haven't seen, because it's missing. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, considering I usually don't like the historical stories, the Aztecs is pretty much the only historical story I like. But I really loved this book. I don't know what it was about it. It was really, I read it in very nearly one day. In fact, I might have read it in one day. Start day 16th of May. No. So I didn't read it in one day, but over in 2 days, which is still pretty good for me. But yeah, I really liked it. And those are the only ones I've read. Like I said, I've started Protector, but I've only gotten like however many pages in. I mean, again, I can just check. I don't know why I'm such a lazy blooming thing. How many pages in? I'm 28 pages into Protector. I started it like a couple of weeks ago, so I'm not doing very well on that regard. But yeah, that is that. I now need to go and put these back on my bookshelf because I'm an obsessive compulsive detective. Hello! So that is everything that I've done this month, and obviously I've been continuing on the gaming chat. Oh no, have I just started, or did I continue on from last month? I'm getting Alzheimer's, seriously. Did I start on the gaming channel this month? Or did I resume from last month? Did I start? No, what started in April with that? I didn't ask for a new one, you idiot. Yeah, so this month, I'm stupid. This month I have started, I've resumed uploads on the gaming channel, which are very fun. I mean, I just have to take breaks occasionally, because like as soon as it starts to feel like work, I have to stop. But yeah, I've finished Besiege, which is a game I've been playing for 5 years. I started it in 2020. So yeah. In fact, I finished it just like a couple of days after the 5th anniversary of the very first upload. So yeah, it was on like 5 years and a couple of days, the entirety of the run of that series. If I'd known I was going to be finishing it, I'd have aimed it to hit the exact day, but obviously I didn't know I was going to be finishing it until I did. But yeah. And then I've also finished, this video hasn't gone up yet, but I've also finished Outlast 2, the final episode of which will be going up on the... I need to open this up again now. I need to start thinking ahead and planning things. It goes up. See, I've opened a new bloody thing now for no bloody reason. Stop doing that! Just hide it. Right. The final episode of Outlast will be going up on Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th of the next month, whatever it is, June? June. It literally says it right there, so I'm just blind. And then I'll be doing Amnesia the Bunker, which is, as of now, the most recent Amnesia game, which will be starting on the 20th, I guess. So yeah, that is all of the last month. That's better. Now I'm actually framed correctly. That's interesting, innit? Or framed correctly-ish. I mean, this camera is really weird because it's not actually aimed to center. If I'm looking at my camera and I aim to exactly where the middle of the camera is, I'm here. Like, this is where the camera is pointing, but the lens, like, isn't aligned correctly or something. A very minor problem, of course, but you know, annoying. But yeah, so that's everything that I have done this month.
Kato, hello, te fai ping pong. La tayo ka te fai que maya. Vai to ka. Le kata poko. I mi ngangu to you wa. La to pi 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 pi. Pi 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 pi. Pi 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 pi. Ti ti li ti 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 li ti ti. Ti ti li ti 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 li ti ti.
Then things that I've watched this month. 2 very different films, one really, really great and one kind of meh. I watched The Day the Earth Blew Up, which is a Looney Tunes movie. I mean, the full title is The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, but I wasn't going to go and type all that in the description. I can't be bothered. But it was really good. I mean, I haven't seen the show. It's on my list. I'm currently going through whatever it's bloody called. Goof Troop, and I only do one children's television program at a time, so that's the one that I'm doing at the moment. But once I finish that, I'm thinking I'm gonna go to the Looney Tunes cartoon series, which is the kind of, it's not based on it, but it's set in that same world and the same people behind it and the same animation team and all that. But I really liked this film. It's about like alien mind control bubblegum. It's very interesting, and that's the titles upon The Day the Earth Blew Up, like how you blow bubblegum. It's a pun, and it's clever, and I like it. I mean, I was a Disney kid. I was never really a Looney Tunes kid. Probably the only thing I ever watched that had the Looney Tunes characters in it was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That was probably the only thing I ever watched. I wasn't even really a Disney kid. I was a Mickey kid. It was really only Mickey that I was interested in. But obviously my tastes have been broadening as I've gotten older. And so, you know, I really liked it. I liked it. But yeah, and then, these reviews really aren't very in-depth, are they? But I liked it. What can I say? The animation looks really good. The plot was really good. It was funny. Voice acting was really good. It's just good. It's good. It's good. It's a good film. It's good. It was good. For some reason, the version that I watched, it was like the German version or something. Like the dialogue was all in English and all that, and like the credits were in English, but all of like the text in the actual animation itself was in German. It was really weird. So like when the title came up, because that's animated, it was in German. But like when the credits rolled, it was English. So it was really weird. And so there were a couple of visual gags that I couldn't get because it focused on like a piece of text in the actual animation, or like a title screen or something, that it was in German, so I couldn't get it. And that was kind of weird. I can't be bothered going to get it to show you. But apart from that, I mean, there was only like a couple of jokes in the film which relied on that, so there was only a couple of jokes that I didn't get. But that was a bit weird how it's the audio is English, but like the visuals are German or something. It was very strange. Anyway, then after that, I watched The Night Stalker from 1972. Now, people who will know me will know that I am a very big fan of the X-Files. I'm currently watching the X-Files with my mum. We're nearly finished season 7 now. And it's just one of my favourite shows I've ever seen. And it was inspired by a TV show called Kolchak, The Night Stalker, which was a TV show based on this film, or a couple of films. This was the first of the 2 films, called The Night Stalker, which is about a reporter called Kolchak, or Kolchak, depending on how the characters in the show pronounce the name. And basically, he plays a reporter for a newspaper, so like a writer. And he's investigating a serial killer. But the serial killer is a vampire, and he's the only one who. At first, he's the only one who actually realizes that it's a vampire, and no one believes him, and he has to sort of prove it. And it was all right, but not fantastic, not brilliant. It's only really significant because it inspired the X-Files. It doesn't hold a candle to the X-Files. But it was all right. I mean, it's very sort of cliche 70s, and just, I mean, the 70s was one of the best decades for anything and for everything, especially film. But this is not an example of the 70s at its best. It's just, I mean, this is the kind of thing which better shows, this is the kind of film which better films made fun of. You know, like when you watch like a sketch show or a sitcom or something which parodies, like this is the kind of thing which, like the Naked Gun films were making fun of, this kind of detective kind of thing. And yeah, it's just not great. Yeah, just, and the villain is kind of like a Frankenstein's monster type thing, rather than like the kind of vampires that you see in like Dracula, like the intelligent kind of thing. It's just kind of like a Frankenstein's monster type thing, which just, you know, not my type thing. But yeah, that's that. I haven't listened to any albums this month. I just haven't been in a new music mood. I started Odessa by the Bee Gees, and got like a minute into the first song and just really wasn't in the mood for it. So I haven't really listened to anything new. I've listened to albums, of course. I've listened to a couple of my vinyl records and stuff like that, and on the Bluetooth and stuff, but nothing that I haven't listened to before. But yeah, that's that. Answering questions. No one's here to ask. Oh, to ask any questions. But yeah, that is that. So yeah, plans for next month. Of course, episode 31 of me painting is going to be going up on this channel in the next couple of days, when I can be bothered to edit it, which is not right now. It might be later today. Probably won't be up later today, but I'm not gonna. I've said stuff like that. It'll be either today, tomorrow, or the day after. Probably. And then I think I'm gonna take a break from painting for a bit because I'm starting to run out of ideas, and you know, just give my brain a little bit of a, you know, time to recharge. And then gonna continue on the gaming channel, of course, doing what I'm doing, cause I like it. After my break, I lost a lot of views. Like I was getting like 100 views a day before the break, and then after the break, I'm getting like, 40 or so every day, which obviously isn't bad by any means, but not as good as it was before. But then again, I mean, that'd be a big problem if I was doing it for the views, but I'm not. I'm doing it because it's fun. But I still like to keep my eye on the analytics, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Have I done anything else? Checking this again. Should have just tapped it off and really, shouldn't I? But here, what have I done? Oh yeah, there's this. It was I haven't talked about it because I didn't watch it. I only watch stuff that's. I only link stuff in the description, stuff that I've watched like on my own. But I watched Final Destination with my mum and dad. They showed it to me. They'd already seen it. I only agreed to watch it because it was originally written as an episode of the X-Files before they rewrote it into a feature film because I don't know, they felt it wasn't suitable or something. It would have been better as an episode of the X-Files. I liked some of it. I liked the bit about like him having the four sort of the vision of the plane crash and the idea of it being like they escaped death and then death has to like catch up with them. That was a really interesting idea. But I didn't like the sort of gimmicky ways that they killed off all the characters because it just made it into like a crappy sort of slasher film. So, and I'm not going to watch any of the sequels because I've heard that they just get even worse in that regard. I'm not really into that kind of film, the kind of slasher thing. It's just not my thing, really. Some of them are done good. I mean, Psycho, obviously, the kind of the first slasher film, and probably the peak of it. But it's not really my thing. Just kind of creative ways of killing off characters. That kind of genre film, like the Saw films and all the Friday the 13th and all that. Just kind of it's not really my thing. But the kind of that supernatural kind of idea of it was very interesting. But the way they twisted it into just like a slasher film kind of bored me. Particularly the ones that just came out of nowhere, where that woman just like got hit by a truck and that guy got his head cut off by the thing spinning when the train went up. Just not really my thing. But anyway, that is that. I hope you guys have enjoyed your mayor. Hope you have a good June. And I'll see you in the future.